Oh, it's working. It's working, Jeff. It's working.
Okay, so I go to your YouTube or what?
Yeah, it's working. I'm getting a black screen because I haven't actually told it what to stream. Give me a second. Let me see. How do I stream from audio input, display capture, display capture? That display capture. Create new. Okay. Display capture. Whatever. Oh, here we go. It's working. It should be doing it. And I'll click OK. Yep, it's working. Dude, check it out. OBS is working.
So I go to your.
Yeah, I'll give you a link. How do I give you a link? I, does that link from before work?
Try it again.
Because I can see it's working on my screen. Here we go. Here's the shit.
Mm,
Here. Click this one. Wrong link. Wrong link. Yeah, it's working. It's working. Okay. Get that one. Yeah, and then
there you go.
also Discord has streamer mode enabled, so that's working. So you can see that now, right?
Is that OBS?
Yeah, that's OBS. It's okay. I've just minimized it. Let me turn on Tor Fortress and see if that works. Oh, this is fucking awesome. Like to just turn that off. Let me run the game.
It's like a 6 second.
Yeah, I think it's inevitable there's going to be a delay. Okay, so let me run the game. Yeah, oh, it's not too bad. It's not too bad. It's about you're at about
That's a
five.
pretty cheesy wallpaper.
Yeah, but it's animated. It's awesome, man. Okay, I'm just gonna.
It's not animated. This is like a freaking puppet.
It's a video.
This is using puppet wire.
It's pretty cool. It's pretty cool. It's not the best one I've seen, but it's just something. Okay. Anyway, I'm gonna go into Tor Fortress. Press play. Just change
You hear
this.
my own voice.
Is it recording? Give me a second. I'm just gonna change some settings in the game.
The delay is about 15 seconds.
Okay. Just label that shit. I'm just gonna go to 500 and then yeah, just label. Is it recording my voice? I
Doesn't seem that way.
no,
Not like it matters. I mean,
yeah, don't
how look how
don't worry about the sound. Don't worry about the sound. Don't worry about the sound of the game yet because I haven't got that one yet. So that's fine. You just drag this screen.
oh yeah, it is recording your voice. It's just that you're really soft.
Yeah, okay. I think in OBS I can change the like recording and shit. Okay. That's too wide. I need to mess with OBS because I think you can select what audio channel it's recording from. Okay. So okay, that's pretty centered. Not too bad. Okay. Okay. I'll just continue playing for now. Let me just run something. Does this actually work? I hope it doesn't crash. It'd be embarrassing. Should be okay. Oh, cool. Yeah. I'll walk you. I'll show you my fortress. This is a fortress. This is not my best fortress. You there?
Hmm?
Okay. So this is the surface of my little world, right? And so this is my little fortress. It's pretty shitty actually, this one. So there's a dog, there's a cat there. You can see a dog and a cat.
What's that?
Now it's working again. Okay, reconnected. I think it's disconnected.
Oh, there we go.
Okay, level. My mind. And then here's a level where I have rooms. These are my rooms.
Mm-hmm.
Like my bedroom. So these are shitty bedrooms. This is not a great fortress. This level here is my crafting level. So these are like stockpiles. This is a stockpile with doors and shit. You can see doors and furniture. And these are like stockpiles for there's a mechanics workshop. Down here is a mason's workshop. So you see on the right hand side says mason's workshop. And these are like so anyway, this oh yeah, it's working at least. At least
Hard to see, but yeah.
Yeah, I can stream, and I think I can if it's a full screen game. There's an option in OBS to stream that. You know what I mean? Let me try something. I want to see if I can get the sound working.
Take your time.
Cool. I can get the sound working specifically from OBS sources. Add another source. Audio output capture. Okay, maybe that's the audio output source. Edit this. And oh, should be working. Image is grand. That's fucking nice. Actually, oh no, there is a lag. I'm not too sure if I got this right. Thank you. I can work that out later. Oh, that's cool. That's cool. I wonder if you can change OBS so you can pick display capture. I'm going to put bigger. Windows source right here. This window. Oh no, okay. Select capture window. Window capture. Window capture. Oh, cool. That works. Oh, that's better. I worked out how to do that. Actually, oh no, no, that's fine. Oh, okay, this is the sound. Okay, I think you got the sound from the game as well now. You there, Jeff?
Let me see. Yeah, I'm listening.
Okay. It doesn't have sound all the time.
I hear that.
Did it work? Yeah, I think you can hear the sound. It doesn't have.
Yeah, that's random sounds here and there.
Yeah. Oh, cool. Okay, everything's working. I worked out how to capture the window. So in the future, all right, cool. So yeah, I can walk you through this game someday. I mean, that's just the computer showing you from there.
Yeah, it's like 2 a.m. in the morning right now. They'll kill me.
And
I'll just watch it passively while you play for a little bit.
no. This isn't actually my game. But anyway, let me just get out. Because I've been playing on my laptop, so this is like a really old game. I don't know what's going on in this game. Yeah. So, all right, cool. Got it working. Is there a game you wanted me to play in the past? I can't remember.
Huh? What?
Like, is there a game that you wanted me to play in the?
I mean, other than Constructor, yes.
No, not gameplay with you. I mean, a game that I play that you want.
Oh, nah, that wasn't really.
Nothing that comes to mind, right? I'm sure there is, but I can't remember what.
Yeah, probably not. No, it's mostly the games you already play with me. So we usually spend really little time, like people just kind of dancing around the subject, and we usually just get the game straight and play with each other.
So even when you're streaming, there's like a lag, like a few seconds lag, like what's happening there. There was like the lag wasn't huge. It was like 5 seconds or something. Cool.
Yes, Garfink, after all, is streaming a whole another person's screen and his audio. Of course it will lag. It's a whole MP4 file. Even H.264 isn't that great. You know how many what's the latency getting a video to the moon, right?
Yeah. It takes about 6 minutes for the sound picture to get there. Yeah. So did you ever run the Lacey New Pack? I told you about. Let's see.
You mean for Dwarf Fortress?
Yeah.
No, I haven't yet. I haven't played any games in the.
So I can show you as long as it's actually streaming. Okay. So this is like I'm running it now, and if you, yeah, I think the weird thing is normally I think the lag doesn't matter because it's recording my voice, and my voice will come accompany the screen, so that my voice is actually lagging as much as the screen. But right now, because we're doing on Discord, it's actually live, so that's why there's this perceived lag. But when people are streaming their game online, they're talking over their game, so that there's a lag streaming. So you're listening through YouTube, not listening through Discord.
Get this. So you know China has a economy boom, right? I'm just watching this video and reading this article, and you know how China has this economy boom, and China always has had more men because of the freaking. So one of the biggest problems that they have in China right now is that there's actually a good percentage of women that are there's a good amount of women that are wealthy, but they're they're entrepreneurs. They make their own business, and they're basically wealthy, and they're wealthy before they hit the age of 25. Now, the thing is that I was looking up matchmaking in Chinese, and I got this funny turn. And apparently, the problem is that despite and some of the demands of these women are, I mean, the like the 23 or 25, they're basically millionaires, and their demand is that they want somebody who is richer than them to be of Chinese, right? Higher than this is like literally this girl that sit on camera 6.2 feet. What the fuck? And then like must be richer than them, must prefer to be loving animals, blah blah blah. But in my head, it's just kind of like, oh my god, if there is a guy that fulfilled their requirements, that guy has already signed himself up to another lady.
Yeah.
What are you even asking for?
Yeah.
It's than you in China. There is a lot to demand. Like the fuck.
Yep. That happens in Hong
Like,
Kong as well, man.
seriously? So what is women? They just stick it up until they are wrinkly?
Yeah.
Seriously.
I know people that are like this all everywhere, all the time, actually.
That's so biologically fucked up, don't you think? Like they'd just never be happy.
Yep. Yep. And it's
Oh my god.
so real, man.
It's so retarded. That's just not realistic. Like I get it, I get it. It's harder for a girl to turn on unless she's being she has to have somebody who leads her. Girls are by default a submissive role, right? You're basically submissive biologically, and so but that's the thing. Like you can't ask for, you can't literally be expecting that. Hey, you know what? I want to have the job. I want to take the lead. I want to take a leadership role. I want to, have a place on Wall Street, and then say that you have all these demands because, sorry, but the thing is that um, guys typically all the ones that are in the leadership roles, they are not gonna pick them. They pick you, and they're not gonna pick you. They're gonna pick somebody that they've already picked. And they already picked the 1% of women, and the likelihood of them even not being even single is that they're probably in a what do you call that, a poly a polygamy relationship. So like you can be one of their polygamy relationship, but like, what the heck of a market are they trying to ask for? That's ridiculous.
Yeah,
it's ridiculous.
Yeah, lots of retards out there, man. Seriously, it happens all the time.
Oh my god. So is that why in Muslim countries they don't give women education? Because it's biologically wrong? Well, I would say wrong, but it's haphazard biologically. People's happiness, anyways.
I'm sure not all Muslims.
No, but not all Muslim countries, but a good amount of Muslim countries closer to Jerusalem are against women having education and women having trade rights.
Yeah.
Yeah. Like, we're talking about, like, they're not allowed to trade, they're not allowed to speak up. I mean, speaking up is one thing. Even let's say they're allowed to speak up, then they're not allowed to, like, if let's say they are unwed and they're 20. Let's just say they're 20 and unwed, and 20 is a pretty mediocre age for not to be wed in those countries. Like they probably can't leave the home. What are you gonna do? You grab a job? You can't grab a job. You're a woman. You're not allowed to trade. What are you gonna work as? So only the guys take up the jobs, and it's just like this, so extreme. Like I can't even imagine. Like it feels like we're living in, as the more modern day our society goes, we're basically battling our biological needs, right? Our biological demands, our biological wants, for the sake of egalitarianism, and it's ironic because people don't want to be egalitarian when it comes to, attraction and so on and so forth, and leadership roles. So it's stuff to do with the social order. But why are you kind of just at this hovering over just the screen, and are you trying to resize it?
Yeah, I'm just working out. I'm looking at the screen. I'm learning how to resize it properly. Not too sure why you're seeing the double. I don't know. You're not seeing it. That's cool. I'm learning how to use OBS. I'm not. Yeah. Okay. Let me show you something about Dwarf Fortress. That's you know. See how on the screen now it says create new world. I can't start a game yet. So I have to literally create the world. Right? So I put this, and he runs the create the world thing. Right? So I'll create a small world. There's a lag here. Okay. So you'll see in a second. It's a screen that's creating the world. It's pretty crazy. It's literally. I'm only picking a medium map or something like that. But, actually, I picked a super short history. So it's literally creating the history of the world.
That's a nice looking shape of an island.
Yeah,
looks pretty interesting.
Yeah, it's pretty, and every single little thing there is only like the maps is humongous. That's like a really high overlooking at the map. Okay, so I get out and I now just start playing that game. I can play Dwarf Fortress mode. I'm just testing something in this world. Normally, I'm really fussy about where I start. So here's the legs with this serving. So have you given up with ESO yet, man?
What? Why would you keep stop there? I actually really like ESO. The only problem that I have with ESO is that I'm actually having a harder time enjoying it with the people around me getting bored because it is for an MMO to strive, you need to be surrounded by other people who are as interested to help each other move along. Mm-hmm. And there's just like to me, the game engine is one thing, but the social experiences is the big selling point of it. And of course, I'm not gonna play like World of Warcraft, but it's too, or Guild Wars 2, just even dumb. It's just dumb. But but this is it's just like you need to have people with camaraderie, like they have to help each other along the way. But I think what it is with ESO is that unfortunately, when there's only so many dungeons and so many trials, like it's not like, I think World of Warcraft, what it worked was that from the beginning, you leaving town, you needed to get into a party, otherwise you couldn't really do much. I mean, you can do some, but I think that's just the irony. It's kind of like women wanting jobs. I'm just kidding. But the big thing about in MMOs, people actually want their MMOs to be accessing content as solo. But then ironically, there's less things to do at endgame because people are less dependent on other people. So there's not as much endgame content because otherwise you need to work with other people. Because it's kind of the whole point of playing MMO. It's not because the game is excruciatingly challenging, right? But it's because it's a game where it's a social thing. You're trying to get other people to work well with you, and or work together with you. And that's the big thing about it. So if you take away that factor, then why is it big? Even it feels like half of an or a quarter, even less than that now. Yeah, I'm just actually while I'm watching you play, I came on this article and it says that okay, get this, in Korea, of 7.8 million women in their 30s and 40s, 17.1%, or 1.38 million are singles. Now in the 21st century, marriage is no longer a necessity but an option. Many women choose to remain single. Yet there is not enough social security for them, creating a blind spot for the structural system. So, for example, there's a 41-year-old florist who dreamed of becoming a good wife and a wise mother and child, but like majority of the people, she thought she had to get married and form a family when she was younger, but the perspective changed once they reached college. So this is a quote: "I gained a genuine passion and desire for my career in my early 30s. Therefore, I naturally focused more on my work and then romantic relationships, and time passed by really quickly. So according to the National Statistical Office, 1,384,047 women in their 30s and 40s were single as of 2015, and the figure is more than twice than that of 10 years ago. The drastic jump largely resulted from women's increased labor force participation, even though Korea remains a patriarchal society.
Oh. Korea is a weak country, pretty much.
No, Iceland as well is having the same issue. It's not just Korea anymore, dude.
I'm having a quick peek at this this particular world. It's amazing.
Mhm.
The worlds that you don't plan to play, you get all the ores that you ever need straight away. It's so annoying.
Just because you always pick stuff that gives you trouble, otherwise there's not much to do, right?
Normally, what happens is when you play the game, you can set it up so you want when you embark in an area that has high savagery or with maybe evil, right? Like the sort of like the alignment of the area. So if I want a challenge, I'll go somewhere more dangerous, right?
Yeah.
And you can give yourself other challenges like geographical challenges. This area it's cold and during winter water freezes, or this is hot and all the water in the surface will evaporate during the summer. So so I can make other challenges myself. But this is like a random area, which is I picked a good area. But it's amazing, man. Everything I need is straight away down the first hole I dig. So anyway, cool.
A recent survey conducted by the Seoul Metropolitan Government on women in their 40s and 50s living alone, only 36.9% responded that they were preparing for old age. Also, 81% of them answered that they were unable to prepare for their later years because they couldn't afford to do so. What do you mean you can afford to do so? You've been going to college and everything, and then you still can't afford to. Well, if you're spending as a woman would spend, then of course you wouldn't be able to afford. But there's barely any governmental support for them. So what's that imply? Okay, 34 works at the Cooperative Society Hospital in Seoul. She mentioned that single women are stuck in a blind spot for social welfare. More than anything, the biggest fear comes from the fact that there are many structural limits if they suffer any diseases. What? This is almost like, where do men get their social welfare for being old and single? It's ridiculous. What? This article is like so biased. If I need medical surgery, only my direct family members are eligible to sign the consent form. I currently live with my friend who is single as well, but she would not be eligible to sign the form even if my life depended on it. No shit. As a cat owner, Kim formed a gathering of a fellow single women and animal companions. The best single thing about this gathering is that they have good on the times. Oh my god, man, it's really good. I don't read this article anymore. It's freaking depressing. It sounds stupid. What the fuck is this? It's literally like saying we're privileged to have a job, we're privileged to vote and all that, but you know, because we choose to be picky in settling down, so we need government welfare. What the fuck? This is literally what I'm saying. Oh, and the pictures of this woman. No, get out of here. This women don't need welfare. This women just need to spend less on them. Fuck it. This is stupid. you waiting for your wife to come home or something? My wife is already in bed.
No, my wife is in bed.
Oh man, I've actually barely played games lately.
Yeah. I wonder if they've edited synthetic yet.
I don't know. Maybe.
I don't think so.
Let it be first. You know, I actually wanted to finish with you the Resident Evil game, but again, it's early access, and we may as well wait for that as well. Why you always have to pick early access games, man? But you gotta admit that the synthetic, it is not marketed.
Dude, this game.
Well,
get this game, man. This game here. It was a lot of fun.
Okay. You're gonna recommend me another game?
No. It's the one me and Spanzo was playing today. So at least you know the two of us playing, and it plays I think equivalent 4 max, but you know it scales to 1 to 4K players. This game.
I'll wait for it. If I get it now, I wouldn't be able to put time into it.
You see the stream?
Yeah, I see it. Deep Rock Galactic. Well, I only saw it just now. Yeah. I only just loaded it.
It's a lot of fun.
So I tell you, if you would have recommended me this before Borderlands, I would have gone this straight away. I think that man, I gotta tell you, the next time you recommend me a game which I have a red flag over, I'm not gonna not anymore. The Borderlands was it's oh man, like I chose to avoid to buy that game for 4 years. Man.
I've been doing Borderlands. We've come on. We finished the game twice.
It was way more fun. It had way more longevity, and it was way more cooler. It was just cool. It was a cool game. Yeah. At least like if I were to do a DLC dungeon in Elder Scrolls with you. You know what I mean? Like when we two-man that boss. I like that. Like those kind of experiences. Those experiences are cool.
I'm thinking you can actually hear your own voice.
Yeah, that's why I muted the thing. I could hear my voice, so I muted your stream. My voice is annoying, man. I need to work.
I'm pretty sure there's a way.
I need to figure out what this is with my. Maybe it's because I'm so used to speaking through my nose. You're actually pretty high pitched for somebody in your 40s as well. Now that I think about it.
Can you say something?
Tracks thing?
Like keep talking.
Yeah, sure. So this two-headed ogre had one head was Bob and the other head was Spanza. And Miscreated was not a game that was really worth our time.
Really, and also really now that I've learned more about this genre, the genre of Miscreated, I realized that it was bound to fail, man.
Like Dust, like Rust.
Rust actually have people playing, right? This game is like it's too much like every other game. It's like I realized I've been watching other videos.
That's why when you said Seven Miscreated, right? You were really happy about it because I think it was your first time. But I was trying to tell you that it was kind of like DayZ.
Yeah.
So, you know DayZ, yeah. So, and DayZ is not the only one. There's also like Arma 4, which is a zombie version of it, and basically all of those games are the derived version of Arma 4's zombie mode, where everybody would be kind of just placed on a different part of the map, and Project Zomboid actually works in that regard, but not those games.
Dude, I bought this game, man. The Swords of Ditto.
You told me about it.
Yeah, I bought it. I pre-ordered it actually because it's got a 20% discount on pre-order. So I'm gonna buy it. So I might as well pre-order it. It's only a few days, but oh man, looks so nice. Check out the stream. But
Oh yeah, it's on April 25th.
yeah, it's not too far. But I just love the graphics look cool, right? And
It's online multiplayer.
it's online multiplayer, local co-op. Is it? Yeah, multiplayer.
Just send me a reminder to get this, just in case I forget. Okay.
Yeah, I'll be playing it, so whatever, right? And you don't. I mean, obviously, pre-ordering is risky.
Well, tell me why it's pre-order because it's still on the discount. It's just only 30 ringgit for me, so I think just whatever. It's
Yeah.
like a freaking meal.
But it
Well,
looks like
more than a
like
meal.
Zelda had babies with Diablo, you know, and an RPG. Apparently, it's got like an RPG element to it.
Yeah, sure.
So it looks cool. Yeah, like I said, it's on. It's a lot of people's wish list. Like a lot of indie reviewers, like this is their top 10 games.
Okay, let me see. So okay, I think drawing some lines of games that I would get from now on. I think that most sandboxes just don't work. It just doesn't work. I think the big reason behind it is because I already do this thing with Elder Scrolls Online. I just can't afford sandboxes. If the sandbox is interesting enough, then yeah, sure, always. It's like Starbound. And I think they actually added the multiplayer to Stardew Valley. Let me just double check, but I'm not sure if the Stardew Valley multiplayer is even.
No, I got a feeling. I don't think we put any rules down, man. It's all time dependent. You find a lot of games cool, but you just don't have time for them all, right? So just take each one as they come. You don't have to make a rule up, man. Just just see if you got time, and then if you got time to play it, then assess the game for what it is, and see if you can.
Man, it sounds so random. That sounds so random, though, don't you think? Like, I'm definitely I think in the last year we picked up some games and they were definitely hit or miss.
Oh yeah,
because
I got 400 games through, so it's gonna be
hit. And I now know that you're sometimes you're completely full of shit if you say that you've played that genre before. I mean, sometimes you know what you're doing, but most of the times you know what you're doing. But I think that when it comes down to games like Miscreate or whatnot, I've played games like those in the past. Like again, I've not stopped playing games. It doesn't sound like you stopped playing games, but you definitely missed out on pretty much almost. Did you like not play games around the years from 2000 to 2010 or something? Or maybe 2000 to 2010. I mean, you didn't play a lot of PC games, didn't you? What do you mean, what games? Console games, PC games, anything?
I don't play console games.
Okay, then PC games. Do you play PC games around the years of 2000 to 2010?
I don't know, maybe.
What do you mean, maybe?
I've always played some games.
Well, I mean, you play some games, but I'm guessing is that you didn't play any mainstream title.
Maybe. I don't know. Maybe yes.
So you didn't play Assassin's Creed, you didn't play Mirror's Edge, you didn't play.
I played Assassin's Creed. I played Mirror's Edge.
Okay.
Yes.
Let me just see. Let me just look through my list. It's okay. Games that were pretty popular in that time frame, would be like what do you call it? Fear? Do you play Fear?
No. I know about it. I think I installed it.
Do you play Gears of War?
Yes, I did.
It's a PC version. Okay.
No, I played.
You play.
Xbox.
You didn't play Dark Souls. But you haven't. Wait,
no,
you say you didn't
I
console.
I played times. I played it when it came out. I didn't like it. Like I played the first 2 levels and got bored.
Okay. You didn't play Mirror's Edge. Did you play Mass Effect?
I did play Mirror's Edge.
How about Mass Effect?
Yes, I did. I told you about how I hated the fucking moon buggy bit.
Okay, yes. Have you played Dragon's Age?
Yes, I have.
Do you love Dragon's Age?
No, the story sucked.
Okay. It was definitely way too dudish for a freaking Western RPG. It was for high fantasy RPG. It was way too dudish, especially with freaking Alistair. What about did you play Oblivion. Okay, I know you played Skyrim. Did you play because sometimes I'm surprised with some of the games that the way you say it is like, oh my god, you didn't even know what was the genre. There was a parkour FPS game.
You haven't actually named the game I've played yet.
What game?
Well, the games you mentioned, I've played all.
Oh, because I never named them before.
No, you just keep going. I go down your list of games through that period. Obviously, I play games. I mean, I played all those games you mentioned.
Okay. Well, I mean, you didn't play StarCraft 2.
Yes, I did. I didn't like it.
Oh, you did?
Yeah.
Okay. Okay. I know you played
I
Diablo
was
3 and you liked it.
I was there when it came out. And
Did you play Team Fortress 2?
Nope, I didn't actually. No, I did not play Team Fortress 2 because I played Quake and got bored of the whole genre back then.
Wait. So, but you enjoy Overwatch?
Yes, I did. So that was me coming back after like fucking 20 years. So whatever.
Okay. You okay, but okay. So you did not play because Overwatch is really similar to Team Fortress 2, no matter what any expects. Oh, by the way, Mini Metro is actually on the phone.
I know.
Yeah, holy crap. I saw it the other day on the phone. I was kind of tempted to get it, but I was like, nope. The moment I sit this, I'll be sitting on my bed playing a whole different kind of games, and there's no way I was gonna get myself into that. It's retarded. If not accomplish anything. Do you play Resident Evil 5 and 6? Biohazard 5 and 6, basically.
I didn't play. I mean, that's not
Yeah, but they move over to PC. But they move over to PC.
That will be not.
I think so.
Probably. I don't know. I didn't like Resident Evil. It was
Wait, you didn't like Resident Evil, but you told me to get Outbreak. Oh, well, you got Outbreak. I mean, you kind of enjoyed it.
Yeah, I played the first Resident Evil.
Oh, you don't like the freaking ones where they have the camera behind you, it turns all actiony.
To be honest, I don't.